If you've taken my accountability assessment, you might have discovered that your environment is working against you. Here's what most people don't realize. Your physical space, your digital setup, and social surroundings are either accelerating your success or quietly sabotaging it every single day. Hi, I'm Ernest Duncan, and in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to audit your environment for success barriers. You'll walk away with a clear picture of what's helping you and what's holding you back. But first, let me ask you this. Have you ever wondered why you can be productive in a coffee shop but struggle at home? Or why some days you feel unstoppable while others you can't seem to focus? The answer is often hidden in plain sight. Your environment operates on 3 levels, and here's the key insight. They're all connected. When one area is out of alignment, it affects everything. First, your physical environment, your workspace, your home, and the places where you spend your time. This includes everything from lighting and organization to the tools and resources within arm's reach. Second, your digital environment, your devices, apps, files, and online spaces. This is often the most overlooked but can be the biggest productivity killer. Third, your social environment, the people around you, their energy, expectations, and the conversations you are having regularly. Here's what's important. Most people try to fix their productivity with better planning or time management. But if your environment is working against you, those strategies will always fall short. So let's start with your physical space. I want you to look around right now, whether you're at your desk, on your couch, or wherever you typically work. Let's take the 5-minute physical audit. First, the distraction test. How many things in your immediate view have nothing to do with your current priority? Every extra item is competing for your mental energy. Second, the tools test. Can you access everything you need for your most important work without getting up? If not, you're just creating unnecessary friction. Third, the energy test. How does this space make you feel? Energized and focused, or tired and scattered? Your space should support your best thinking, not drain it. And fourth, the boundary test. Is this space dedicated to focused work, or does it serve multiple purposes? Mixed-use spaces create mixed results. Fifth, the inspiration test. Does anything in this space remind you of your goals and why they matter? If not, you're missing a key motivational element. So some common physical environment success killers: piles of paper or items that need decisions, inadequate lighting that causes fatigue, uncomfortable seating that creates physical stress, no clear boundaries between work and relaxation areas, and missing tools that create repeated interruptions. All right, so let's look at your digital environment, which is often where the biggest wins are hiding. Your digital environment, and let's take a quick audit. First, open up your phone. How many apps are on your home screen? If it's more than 9, you're just creating decision fatigue every time you pick up your device. Second, check your browser. How many tabs do you typically have open? Each open tab is an incomplete task calling for your attention. Third, look at your desktop or your main computer. How many files, folders, or shortcuts do you see? A cluttered digital desktop reflects a cluttered mental state. Fourth, count your email subscriptions. How many emails do you receive yesterday that you didn't read? Every unread email is a small stress trigger. Fifth, review your notification settings. How many times per hour does your phone interrupt you? Each interruption costs about 23 minutes of refocus time. So what are those success accelerators for you from a digital perspective? Having single-purpose digital devices, spaces for focused work, batch processing systems for email and messages, automated organization that produces daily decisions, strategic notification management, and needing to have clear boundaries between work and personal. Here's the reality. Your digital environment is either your biggest asset or your biggest liability. There's rarely middle ground. The third piece is your social environment, and this one might surprise you. First, let's take the assessment. The energy audit is the first step. After spending time with different people in your life, do you feel more energized or do you feel more drained? This isn't about whether or not you like them. It's about their impact on your success mindset. Second, the conversation test. What do you typically discuss with the people you see most often? Are these conversations moving you towards your goals or keeping you stuck in your old patterns? Third, the expectation audit. Do the people around you expect you to succeed and grow, or do they prefer for you to stay the same? This shapes your behavior more than you realize. Fourth, the support test. When you share a goal or a challenge, do people offer solutions and encouragement, or do they focus on why it won't work? Fifth, the standards test. Are the people around you pursuing growth themselves, or are they content with the status quo? You tend to match the standards of your social environment. So here are some red flags for you. Consistently negative or complaining conversations, people who discourage your goals or ambitions, relationships that always center around their problems, social pressure to maintain limiting habits, lack of accountability or mutual support for growth. The truth is, you become who you spend time with. If your social environment isn't supporting your success, you're fighting an uphill battle. Now, here's how this all connects to your accountability journey. Your environment is the foundation of your bridge work framework. Think of it as this way. If your environment is chaotic, every other accountability strategy has to work twice as hard. But when your environment is aligned with your goals, accountability becomes almost automatic. So let's come up with an action plan. First, pick one area from today's audit where you see the biggest opportunity. Don't try to fix everything at once. Second, make one small change this week. Maybe it's clearing your desktop, turning off 3 notifications, or having one honest conversation about your goals. Third, measure the impact. How does this change affect your focus, your energy, or your progress? Fourth, build on what works. Small environmental changes create momentum for bigger improvements. Here's what I want you to remember. Your environment isn't neutral. It's either helping you succeed or making success harder. There's no middle ground. The good news is that environmental changes often create immediate results. Unlike habit changes that take weeks to feel, environmental improvements can boost your performance today. So let's recap again on those common barriers that we see and how to spot them. In your physical environment, look at clutters of paper that need decisions. Let's look at the lighting and the seating. And do we use the space for multiple uses without having been able to delineate where it's work versus personal? And are we missing tools that causing our interruptions? In the digital space, are we overloaded with apps and screens and browsers? Is our desktops on our computers and our phones cluttered? Do we have this nagging need to check email because we can't get to everything? Are we just not managing our emails and other communication appropriately? And then in the third section, looking at your social, the people you're hanging out with, do they drain you? Are they negative? Do they discourage? Are the conversations you're having not aligned with your goals? And then is there social pressure to sort of dumb down what you're dreaming of and what you want to become? And do you have that accountability support? Those are the things that you need to look at in terms of how to start addressing those issues. And you want to start by optimizing your physical space and creating the environment that you feel most comfortable in. You want to address the digital space as well in terms of the apps, the unread emails, things of that nature. And then you want to support yourself, surround yourself with people who are supportive. Stop hanging out with negative folks. And if you implement one change every week, you'll be impressed by the changes in your demeanor and your ability to achieve your goals. So, what I want you to do may not seem easy, but it's doable. I want you to actually take a step back and think about those barriers that are keeping you from achieving your goals and start working on becoming more accountable. So start today with your environmental audit and unlock your full potential. If you need any more assistance, any guidance, please feel free to reach out to me and I'll be happy to work with you.